So we're going to move on to first slide, which was, speaking of, it's New Year's Eve. Yes. Take out the COVID aspect of it, and the event went really well. Trina's going to talk about that.
I hope everyone that came had a really great time. I know the staff really had a good time putting it on for you. We had, action stations of all the different food, which was really amazing. It's my first Summiteer life, so I'm not sure exactly.
She's got nerves, right? So
that's basically what I'm trying to tell you. Chef Dino, you can see him here in the picture. He had the seafood station, which was very popular. I actually knew a couple of members that just kind of hung out over here at the table and stayed near that station. We had the ice luge with the specialty cocktails, which was really a lot of fun. Jessie worked that, and she had a great time doing that. See, oh yeah, there's even a picture of her pouring in there. It's a great picture. The DJ, I thought, did a really good job. Some people said he was a little loud, but you can never really please all. Did quite a variety of music, and we had a lot of members that were up and dancing and mingling. It was a really fun event. Like Jason said, we did only end up hosting 90 people, but we were really excited to still put it on for those people who wanted to come and wanted to be here, didn't want to end the year on a sour note. So it was glad that we could still get out here and shake your booties a little bit.
yeah, it was fun. It worked out really well. The food was really delicious. We had all the stations and past appetizers and cocktails flowing, wine flowing, and cords are dropping from the ceiling. So that's a little scary right now. But anyways, yeah, went really well. So excited that we were able to get that event going. One Day University, just a reminder, these are the upcoming events that we have for the near future. The Disney one was yesterday, and so that one is still up and available for those that want to watch a little information about Walt Disney, if I remember right. And then the next one on the 11th will be with Cole Porter, and then the one after that will be Remarkable Genius and Inventions of Benjamin Franklin. So we're at One Day University, our online seminars. Really good to check those out. They're very professionally done. We get really good participation with our members on these events, so that's really good.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, Paula.
Did you learn who Cole Porter was since Wednesday?
No, I didn't.
No. He was an American composer and songwriter.
See, I knew that.
Did you, though?
From what time era? What era, though?
From 1891 to 1964. Next question.
Oh, look at you. She did her research. You're reading the description, aren't you?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I have a question regarding these university days.
Yeah.
Say if I don't come on a Saturday, I don't know how to find it out how do I find out about One Day University?
It's a great question because they can't go back a day, right?
No, but there is a news post that is posted for the month that has every scheduled One Day University lecture with the link to it. And it also has the day. So if you search an MTL in the upper right-hand corner for One Day University and then click on news post, it will show you all of the ones that are scheduled.
Okay, thanks.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I just thought about that. I was like, oh, yeah, they can't go back to yesterday and look. So, okay, good to know.
I'm learning today, too.
Member-led clubs. We've continued to have a bunch going on. We got Better Led Than Dead on the 11th in Four Suits. We've got Theater Lovers, which is being a really awesome club gathering that's, 2-3 months old now. So they're going to meet in Hawksfest. Memoirs, which used to be Memoirs and Womenars, if I remember right. And so they changed their name to Memoirs. And they're going to be on the 13th in Four Suits. And once again, we just have a bunch of stuff. So check out MTL if you're following one of those clubs or looking for new clubs. And we're actually in the process of creating our new club expo, which will be in February.
February 10th.
February 10th. So if you are a club lead or a member of your club, please make sure to email Paula for now, and she'll get you on the list to do our club expo. And what that is we really just kind of do a big, I think we usually do like 2 times, and every club gets a table. And so We invite all the members to come down and check out all the clubs that we offer, 20, 30 clubs, to kind of be all in the same room and kind of get new people to sign up and kind of expose people to all the different things that we do here at the club in regards to member-led events. So we'll have that February 10th. Look for that posting soon.
And we have 15 clubs registered, and I've reached out to every club lead. So if you want your club represented and you haven't RSVP'd yet, please do so within the next week.
Our upcoming events, we've got Dr. Landry, who is really going to be our focus for 2022. He's going to be part of our keynote speaker series. He's going to do, I think, four sessions. His is today, and live stream talking about healthy longevity. He's also the one that we did a class with last year. He's a famous writer, writing about healthy living, but also just really good advocate for the healthy lifestyle that Blue Star and Shea Holmes really try to provide. So he's going to be available today on a live stream, and then a couple more opportunities throughout the year. So we're excited to have him. We have Hawks Watch Party.
Yep, final watch party. Was it week 18? Right?
Week 18. Yeah.
So our
Last of the season.
Yep, 125 on Sunday in Hawks Nest. First one for the month, the last of the season.
Come watch them play for nothing. Oh.
Hey, and then the
Hey,
lose.
wait a minute. Wait a darn tootin' minute. We are playing for something because we're playing for the Cardinals to not make it to the playoffs.
Oh, that sounds so exciting.
It is exciting, dang it.
Almost just as exciting as going to the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a great opportunity.
Negative
But,
Ned.
yes, we have Hawks Watch Party
Yep,
tomorrow, which would be really good.
On the 13th, Grapes and Grub, which is our family style meal that Chef Dino puts on, and then we have lots of great wines. I didn't check who the vendor. Do you know? I'm sorry, I should have looked. But I think the food is beef bourguignon. Oh yeah.
It's Hedges is the winery,
Thank you.
and out of Red Mountain in Washington. So they specialize in French style wine. So some of the foods during that Grapes and Grub will be French style.
Yeah.
Beef bourguignon will be the one.
That's in Hawks Nest, 6 o'clock on Thursday. I think there is still some spots available, so if you are interested in French wines, come register for that one.
And then Urban Hikes with Todd. So we had a ton of success with the one he did in Enumclaw a week or two ago. So we got another one where he's going down to Point Defiance and walking the area down there. Keep in mind, it is a lot of walking, so be mindful of that. And last one was in downpour of rains, but everyone really participated, which is great. So just make sure you're being appropriate to preparing for the weather as you are out in the elements the whole time. LeMay Car Museum.
Is that me?
Sure.
That's coming up on Friday. It is just the spots are still open. Just heading down to the LeMay Car Museum to check out what they've got to offer. Only $18 for the registration. You can do that on MTL. It's got, like I said, spots open, but it should be a really cool event. I don't know if anyone has been there or not. I have not been there, so
It's cool.
is it? Yeah. I've heard great things about it. One of my really good friends' dad is one of those. He's retired and he just goes down there and talks about it for them for fun. I don't know if there's a name for that, but I'm not sure what it is. But yeah, he really enjoys it. It's really great. Museum, so excited to check that out on Friday.
I really like this car museum. Not only is it a real good staple or recent staple to Tacoma now, but I remember 25 plus, maybe 30 years ago. I told the story on Wednesday, but most of you weren't here Wednesday, so I can retell it. But my father used to come down, 25 years ago to the Tacoma area, and we lived in Redmond. And my dad would come down once a year. LeMay would open up his garage to everyone to come view all the cars. And so my dad always kind of painted this big picture of, I got to go down. It's that one time a year, and we got to go and check out the garage. And I never went, but he would try and go every year. And I always just thought, whatever, my dad's kind of crazy like that. And I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. But he kept talking about, this guy with all these cars and his biggest collection ever. And I just never really thought anything of it. I just thought it was some random person. And then fast forward, 20 years later, LeMay is opening his own car museum, partnered with Tacoma and Pierce County. And then he's also got a secondary site in Marymount in Spanaway. So they have so many cars. And what's great about them, too, is they're not like, show quality, Concorde style, like cars. They're the idea that LeMay had was, I want to drive these cars, and I want to be able to drive them every day. And so they've got nicks and dents, and not so much dents, but they got some nicks on the paint. And they all run. That's the beauty of it. They all run, which is pretty cool. So great car museum, just mind-boggling amount of cars. And then they have some fun stuff in the museum as well. It's pretty slick. So. Wine University. What's Wine University?
Wine University is a new.
It's almost like a test. I'm gonna see how much does Trina really know, and then.
And I shouldn't get much time to share. So Wine University is a great new series with Catherine, our wine steward. I don't know if everyone's had a chance to meet her or not, but the first one that's coming up is just basically all of the new. What's the word I'm looking for? It's the basics, the 101 of wine. So if you don't know anything about wine, this is the one to come to. I'm sure some of you know something about wine, being a member here. But this is a great series where she'll just kind of teach. Each month we'll have a different topic or a different theme. And it's just kind of an education to learn more about wine, different types of wine, what to pair with wine, what certain wines. Like I heard recently a term I had not heard before working here called Old World and New World grapes. And so just kind of things like that, learning what that means. And I thought, what's an Old World grape? From what I understand is those are like grapes that are from Italy or from way before. And New World grapes are more like California, Oregon, stuff from here. I think I have that, maybe. So if you're interested in learning kind of more of that type of stuff, make sure you sign up on MTL, and that'll be with Catherine. And you can pick her brain about anything. She is extremely knowledgeable about wine.
Will this be recorded by any chance?
Yep, I'm recording it right now.
No.
Oh, the event. No, not the event. No, but that's a good idea. Actually, we didn't think about that.
Because it's kind of educational.
Yeah.
It's nice to.
Bullet point that, Bureau.
And we have gotten a lot of feedback at like wine tastings and wine dinners that you guys really enjoy the educational pieces. The Reno tasting was amazing, and a lot of people really enjoyed that. So that's kind of what sparked this series on, is to be able to do more of the educational piece behind wine.
And that is really what sparked it, because we did, the wine tastings are so successful, but it has lost a bit of the intent, which was the educational piece. And some members really realize that and want that. So that's why Catherine decided to start up a Wine University classes once a month, which helps still encourage the wine tasting to be more of the social style and more focused on a winery or a region. And then the Wine University to focus more on education with maybe PowerPoint slides and things like that, tasting wine as well, but not so much of a focus on a specific winery. More on maybe, we're just going to focus on Cab today, or we're just going to focus on, Washington wines or something like that. And so more of the educational aspect, more learning, less of the social stuff on that one. So it'll be good. Yep.
When does that open up to non-barrel masters? I can't register.
I believe next Thursday, if I remember
2
right.
weeks before the event date.
Yep. Good question. Very good question. 2 weeks before the event day, which I think is next Thursday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. New Happier Hour menu. We just started this week. Unfortunately, the distributors were out of a few things this week, but Dino has assured me that we'll have everything for this upcoming Wednesday. So we've got barbacoa beef street tacos. Oh my gosh. Barbacoa beef, so delicious. We've got tikka masala lamb meatballs, so it's like curried lamb meatballs, grilled cheese and tomato soup. Does that not scream January? Oh my gosh. Popcorn shrimp. Oh, I love it. Shoestring fries, and of course beef slider duo. We could never get rid of that one. So anyways, we'll have that on our new Happier Hour menu for Wednesday. Dino's actually written all the Happier Hour menus for the next 3 or 4 months. The guy has been a menu writing machine, so he's working on the new menu. that we're hoping to go by maybe probably beginning of February at this point. We've got, like I said, he's wrote all the happy hour menus for the next few months. He wrote the Valentine's menu and Mother's Day menus, and we just got a whole ton of stuff that Dino's been working on. So really excited to get all that done, and then we're processing it, evaluating it, and then we'll get it posted. Cancellation policy, we just kind of want to remind people, as there has been a lot of cancellations lately. So for activities and events, last day to cancel your registration without being charged for an event is 12 o'clock, 7 days before the scheduled event date. This allows the team to plan accordingly. Keep in mind, we have to order food, we have to order DJs, we got to get the staff scheduled, all that stuff. Fitness, last day to cancel your registration without being charged for an event is 24 hours before the class starts. And then our refund policy is if you are sick or have been in close contact with someone who has tested positive for COVID, we will issue a refund within the 7-day window. So that one is probably the biggest reminder to everyone is that, hey, if you're sick, we're not going to charge you. If you call us an hour before, the event or before your fitness class or something and tell us, hey, I'm sick or I'm not feeling well or I was close contact with somebody with COVID, we're not going to refund you. If you call an hour before and say, hey, I heard, there might be a chance and I just don't feel comfortable being there, that won't be, you won't get an issue to refund then because you could have, nothing has really changed in that regard. You could have withdrawn your registration earlier in the week. So keep in mind that those are the kind of the key terms that we're looking for when you call.
Question.
Right? Yes, question. Go for it.
So I registered for a class last night that got canceled sometime yesterday, but I wasn't notified. Are y'all not doing
Was that
the same
for one
on
of the
your
fitness
end?
classes?
Yeah.
Yep, so the fitness classes, there was an instructor who was going to be starting, and she unfortunately decided to go in a different direction. The concierge team had reached out to people who were registered for it, so I'm wondering if maybe you registered before it got deleted or inactivated, so I do apologize about that. But unfortunately, that instructor has decided to go in a different direction.
Okay, so but normally you notify people when y'all cancel on us because my neighbor didn't get notified either. We signed up for different classes yesterday and both were canceled.
Yep, so like I said, if we have to cancel something, we're going to reach out to the people registered, so I do apologize if that's not how that went, but that is our standard protocol, is if we have to cancel something, we will reach out to those who are registered for the event.
And how do you reach out?
Phone call.
Yep.
Okay.
We have
I
noticed
called-
that.
The girl at the desk was like, well, it canceled before I got here today, so I don't know anything about it. I'm like, well, okay. I was very kind to her, but yeah, I need to extend the same courtesy of really, would be great.
Yep, I will follow up with them and make sure that we can confirm. I heard the same thing the other day as well. So I'll follow up with the concierge team on who called, when it was called, and I noticed some accounts didn't have phone numbers, so we were unable to get a hold of members, but oh man, my pen just exploded. But yeah, I'll follow up. Typically, if we cancel an event, we will contact everyone and let them all know. Like men's lunch, we're postponing on Tuesday, so we're in the process of letting all the members know that are registered. So.
To that point, is it possible to do both emails or I know you can't text, so it's probably is it possible to do email and phone call?
Yeah, we email's already taken care of because when we unregister you, you get an email, right, Paula?
So it's canceled?
No, they actually don't get an email. They've been unregistered.
You said something about the men's lunch being postponed or canceled
Yes.
this week.
Yes, Skip, the club member leader, decided that just with things going on, it'd be best to postpone it. So he decided that, and we reached out to people.
That happened all at 11 o'clock last night. So, we don't know yet.
We don't currently have any date.
That all just happened late last night. So we're still.
The new date is February. And we'll be using the same menu that was going to be for yesterday for the February men's lunch, but it's posted. So if you'd like to sign up, please do so. I believe it's February 8th.
Okay, so it doesn't sound like it's being rescheduled in January. That is postponing the menu to February's menu, and it's February 8th, you said, Paula?
Yep, that's correct, and that's all per the club lead.
Cool.
So we can sign up for February.
Yep.
Sounds good.
And I think Skip did send out an email, and then our concierge team was working on trying to call yesterday.
Okay.
We didn't have concierge list, but yeah. Okay. Any other questions about that? All great questions, though. I like when there's a lot more people. We get good, better questions. It's good. So 2 times.
This
Yep.
is Shirley Spoopy. Sorry, I do have a cough. First of all, the wine class sounds fun. We shot a note over. There are some of us that work, so if there's any way to record that, that would be great. I assume those are probably during the day, so that's just want to make sure you guys get that recorded. And then my other question was, and now I'm going to forget what the question was. Because I've been doing it for so long. Oh, dang it. Sorry.
That's right. Wine University is at 6 p.m. on Thursdays.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Mhm.
Oh, I know. Sorry. My other question was, have you guys considered, and I know this is probably at a corporate level, but developing an app that would seem to be a lot more efficient than emailing and all of the other options? Apps are just so much more user-friendly. Has that ever been considered?
App specifically to do what function? Like MTL?
Yeah, all of the registration and going in and finding things. I mean, apps are just so much easier than, emails and searching and et cetera. So that was my other question. Has corporate ever considered that?
They, so 2 things about that. First being that we do have the ability to, and what we kind of tell members is the easiest way on your phone is to just save it as a bookmark to your home screen, and then that way you have a quick access straight to MTL, which is great, and MTL is very mobile friendly. The second part of that, yes, an app would be much more user friendly in that regard. The challenge we're facing is that MTL we built from scratch. Blue Star built from scratch, and so it's not just a platform that we've used with that's been developed. It's something we built from scratch, so it's not as easy to just create an app for it. On the other hand, we are researching different companies that we might change to a more of an app-friendly version, but that is more in line to go with your billing and kind of your member accounting experience, not necessarily your MTL experience. So that is something that they're trying to find a company that can create an app using MTL that we built from scratch. So they are working on it. It is an action item that they have on their list. No timeline or no. I wish we had the idea, 5 years ago, but yeah, no timeline for doing that. But yeah, it's definitely on their list.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And the last comment is, while it is mobile friendly, you cannot download a activity for people that use the Chrome browser, which is what I use. So just FYI, there are Chrome challenges. So I know you don't want to spend a lot of time on this call on that, but if someone could research it, it doesn't work with Chrome from what I've experienced.
MTL doesn't work with Chrome?
Yeah, I've tested it with a neighbor. She's like, you just click this button and there is no button if you use an iPhone and you use Chrome. So that, I know that's getting way in the weeds, but if you could just that as a note, and if I'm just using it wrong, I'm happy to be educated, but that does make it hard to try to get anything you register into a calendar.
Oh, into a calendar.
Yeah. Yep. So you can save events to a calendar when you're using Safari as an example, but not Chrome.
Yeah, there is that. Yep, Paul. Yep, there is that challenge.
Okay.
I was
thank
going
you.
to say, it should work on Chrome because I use Chrome. So it's worked fine, but the calendar, yeah, there is something funky with that. That's that. I think actually you identified that to me, I think. Yeah.
So where we get this done, we gotta move.
There's like weird light shining in the windows here in Hudson's today, so everyone's moving right now because it's like this bright yellow light coming through. I don't know why.
But it feels good.
It feels amazing.
So it's
The mood is just lifting in here. So
I'd say sunshine 3 weeks.
I know it's crazy. So 2 tags pool schedule. We do have some scheduled maintenance. So we are replacing the drains along the pool, or most of the drain grates along the pool edge. They've all been broken, and took us a while to kind of find a company that was going to do it. And so we finally did. So they're going to be in here next Monday through Wednesday, chipping out the concrete to get them out, and then laying new stuff in there and put in some fresh new ones, which would be good. So the pool will be closed Monday through Tuesday as we work on that.
Wednesday.
Close Monday through
Monday through
Wednesday.
Monday through Wednesday, yeah. GM update. We kind of went through a bunch of my stuff already, but in addition to doing the drains in the pool, we're also working on the tiles. So if you notice, probably 25% of the tile work along the pool edge has actually been brighter. We're at no chemical, take the stuff off. We're literally, not we, Robert is literally taking a razor blade and scratching each individual tile, and that's the detail that he's putting into cleaning it and getting that up to par. So that's obviously going to take a little while. He's got about 25% of the pool done, but you can definitely tell on the garage door side, if you look on the left or the right-hand side of it, definitely brighter than the left-hand side. Makes a significant difference. Just a lot of buildup over the years. But the only way to really get it off is he's literally scratching it with the razor blade. So it's taking a little time. He's working on that every Monday, but that'll be great. The team just polished all the floors, which look wonderful. We've got some fitness equipment that are in need of repair. Parts are ordered. Should be coming out, I think, on Monday to replace it. So that'll be exciting. Christmas lights, we started tearing down the Christmas lights, and then the guy that we hired to do that, something happened, so he's been unable to kind of finish the job, which is unfortunate because we have some that are dangling over tube tides, but he should be out here pretty soon to kind of finish up that project and get all those removed so it doesn't look so sloppy out there. We already kind of talked about men's lunch and kind of talked about some of the rumors that are already being going out there. So once again, this is why we do Summiteer Live, so we can talk about those rumors and suggestions that are out there. So I appreciate everyone bringing that up and talking about it. It's the same thing we'll do on the Wednesday night one, is talk about any of those issues and things that you hear about throughout the community. That's why I'm doing them, and that's why we're here to kind of help and guide through those. So we do have some fun stuff. And big support for things like SSL bed and breakfast in March. We've got a wait list for that, which is really exciting. I was just telling you about Dino. They're working on Valentine's Day, which is on a Monday this year. We've got Mother's Day and Easter brunches. We're working on mystery dinners. We're working on or mystery murder dinners. We're working on casino night, karaoke events. So we got a bunch of stuff coming through. And then also Paula's working on a lifestyle survey, the annual one that we do every January, which is kind of getting a pulse check on what everyone wants and is looking for. So as we do go to our planning meetings and try and develop all these ideas and events for the upcoming year, we do utilize that survey to help guide us. So we'll have that here in the next few weeks as well. So lots of stuff going on. Typically January is a little bit slower, but definitely not the case. We got a ton of stuff. It's time to rock and roll. Good times are going to keep going. So questions? What other questions are out there? Questions from the online audience, virtual audience.
I have another question for you. This is Charlotte.
Yep.
So I understand that there has been questions asked about the wine masters, barrel masters cost.
Yep.
Because it is per household, which
Yes.
really lowers the ROI for us singles, which we have a number of singles in Trilogy. Is there still any consideration about lowering the price for singles?
No, not necessarily. No, there's no. We haven't talked about it or anything in a while. The price really is associated with the costs that are kind of associated to it. And granted, yeah, it seems that households have 2 people come to an event, especially in the wine club membership. If you attend one event, which costs $20, and the wine club membership is $25 a month. If you come to the first wine tasting a month, it's almost paid for itself. If you order a few bottles of wine, you've met your $25 right there. So when we penciled it out, we still wanted to make the value there, whether it be for individuals or for couples. And so I always tell people, if you're interested in Barrel Masters, but my recommendation is only really participate or register for that if you're going to come to the events, because that's where you're really going to save a significant amount of money that's going to make it worth the membership. So like I said, even as a single, if you're coming to the event, you're going to save $20 right off the bat at the beginning of the month. And that doesn't include any other discounts that you receive on any other events or any other wine purchases throughout the month. So
I don't know that that's true, Jason, because like the upcoming event for Wine University, it's the same cost.
It's 10% off the Barrel Masters.
It shows $20 for either Barrel Masters or non-Barrel Masters. And the was very little savings. So I just don't think it actually gives a return of investment for a single who wants to attend events and not buy a bunch of wine. So I would have to buy a lot of wine for it to have a return of investment as a single. Can we buddy up? Can Sherry and I join as one and pay one price as if we were married?
No, it's got
we are dating, aren't we? It's a joke.
It is per household, but I'll go back and check the MTEL postings. We might have mislabeled some things, but any Barrel Master member receives at least a 10% discount on events. So Wine University gets a 10% discount. Grapes and Grub, Wine Dinner, those all get 10% discount. And then the wine tasting at the beginning of the month is complimentary to Barrel Masters. Though MTL may not say that specifically, that's how we bill it. So we don't bill using MTL. MTL is not a system that's designed for billing. It's just kind of a placeholder or registration list. And so we typically will write in the ticket that it has a 10% discount or something like that. We might have missed it on one, but we don't actually bill that amount. It's based upon what the numbers here at the club levels state.
Well, that's a problem. Just registering it, as I know some of my other single friends have mentioned in the past. It's not the same value for us.
Sure, understand. Yeah, it's something I can talk with Doug about and see, but yeah, it hasn't been something that we've talked about in recent history. So, but yeah, we can bring it up again and kind of work through the numbers a little bit. So, let me write that down before I forget that.
I thought I heard we had 25% single women in Trilogy. It might be a wrong number, but how
that's a high.
Well, you're building more duplexes too. You're going to get even more. We have over 30 just in our neighborhood.
Yep. Single.
So we have our own wine events, but
And it actually used to be that the Barrel Masters was for one person only, and so we actually recently, like maybe 3 years ago, decided to add the household aspect to it. So it started out as a single thing only, one person only, because it was easier to track that way. But yeah, like I said, I can talk to Doug about it and see if there's any other things we can do or options we can have. So I'll look into it.
Yeah, you just hit the nail on the head. Easier for you versus fair for us. That's a difference.
Well, it actually worked out better for the membership because they got to add a second person for free. There was no increase in cost or anything.
Yeah, see, I want to add a second person for free and split the cost with them.
Yeah, there might be a way to do
It's
that.
perspective,
More.
Jason. It's all
Yeah, no,
perspective.
for
Yeah.
sure.
And by the way, our perspective of you is just your chest and stomach. We haven't seen your face at all.
That's just the best parts, isn't it? No, just kidding. I forgot I tilted it. Good. Thanks for reminding me. That's not the best side of me for sure. So, yeah, let me look into that. I know that we do have a strong support of single members, whether men or women, and so we can definitely look into that. I know we had worked on something when the club originally opened and didn't have the need for it at the time, but that is definitely something we can look at again. So we'll dive into it for sure.
Thank you. Don't make marital discrimination a thing in Trilogy.
Any other questions out there?
Yeah, Jason, Sherry, Soupy again. I guess Charlotte and I are going to be the Patty Cathys today. So
Good questions though.
The brunch with Santa was very nice, and I heard you mention maybe a Mother's Day and an Easter brunch. I had heard rumors about you guys considering adding brunch or breakfast on other days. Could you cover that potentially?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So yeah, we will. We kind of do 3 major brunches a year. So that is Santa brunch, Mother's Day brunch, and Easter brunch, and those are gigantic brunches that we offer here at the club. Tons of food, huge buffets. And so those are our 3 major events that we offer, all kind of varying in pricing. So anyways, we have those. But we're also added a end of the month brunch starting this month. We have Chef Dino is doing a smaller version of those bigger brunches on the last Sunday of the month. And so those are going to be, Paula, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they're $20. They might be $25, but they might be $20 or $25 per person versus the Easter and Mother's Day brunches, which can be north of $35 per person. So these are going to be kind of a little bit smaller versions, but with still the omelet bars, custom-made, homemade foods, really good experiences, kind of like champagne brunches, if you will. And what kind of stuff did I miss there, Paula? You remember the
I was just gonna say January's has not been posted because we're working through a couple of things internally with our food and beverage team. So if you go to look for it, it won't be there. But hoping to get it posted today, if not tomorrow. So watch for it.
Perfect.
Thanks, Jason. It was a really nice event. The omelet bar was awesome. My only observation is the omelet bar guys had their masks on their ears, so the mask compliance is really loose. So sorry, but it's a reality.
Nope, that's good. Good to let me know. We'll make sure to hammer that home with those guys. So definitely.
Thank you.
And glad you had a great experience. We really do like doing those brunches. They're really fun, and they set up really well in the grand living room. So really cool, and we're excited to have brunch once a month. And then Chef Dino, hopefully once he gets staffed up, he's getting pretty close. We're actually going to do breakfast. We used to do breakfast on Sundays, but we're actually going to do breakfast on Saturday and Sundays. I don't have a start date for that yet. We're still waiting to hire another cook or two, but that is a goal here in the real near future, to have breakfast as well to add back to the operation. So pretty cool, and yeah, definitely look for that brunch. Should be getting posted here pretty quick. Any other questions out there?
Yes, this is Martha.
Sure. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. So let's take the tone of the COVID issue. So
Okay.
to be clear, we have an app called Washington Notify. That is
Yep.
how we found out that we were exposed on New Year's Eve. It doesn't say the specific event, but the day is. We belong to a community, so we felt it important to notify others. So we talked amongst ourselves, as many people as we knew. We texted and we Facebooked and we put on there were several people that posted on Nextdoor that they were exposed, and just to inform people who may have been there. But there's a group of people that aren't on social media. So Bill sent you an email, I thought, informing you that we were exposed, just to communicate that on. It was a great event and it was well run. There was a lot of separation. You know, you did take precautions. We took precautions on our end, and we were still exposed. So, you know, it is what it is, but what does that look like going forward to inform you?
Yeah, I think the trick and the challenge is the exposure level. There's exposure all the time. I mean, we just were in here in Hudson's with, 12, 15 of us in here. At any one point, any one of us could have COVID and we don't even know it, and could have just exposed the whole group that we're in here right now. It's hard to really pinpoint a specific time or event or even person that really infected it. I'm a part of that app as well. I worked a 21-hour day that day, and I didn't get any identification from that app that I was exposed. So it's a great app. I've received the alerts many times, but it also is based upon proximity, and it's hard to really pinpoint your exact location in regards to how you've been exposed. And so it's tough to use that as a sole guideline for the exposure rate. Like I said, we could all be in here right now and exposed and not even know it, and won't know that and for 10 more days until we get symptoms. And so it on one hand, it would be great if it was easy to identify. Then we can say, hey, yeah, definitely this event was a chance where everyone was exposed. But to be honest, that risk is ran every single day here at the club. And so we would have to send that notice out every single day. We have members calling every day for the last 2-3 months, well, probably even longer than that, couple years, that call every day saying that they can't come to an event because they're ill or something. And so it's tough on determining when to sound that alarm when it's around us all the time that we don't even know. Like I said, we had members canceling for Santa brunch or canceling after, or all the wine tastings, or every event that we have. You're just always running that risk that you could be exposed. And it's similar to going to the grocery store. You run the same risk when you go to the grocery store, and except no one's expecting the grocery store to send you a notice on when you've been exposed, even though they have just as much record as we do, because you have to use your loyalty card or whatever. It's tough to really pinpoint those locations, and like I said, that warning or that notice or whatever would really have to be done every single day, because there's just always opportunities for members. And in regards to that too, you can also go back to so just for an example, I'll use New Year's Eve. We heard our first member that was ill probably 2 days after. Well, you can get the virus up to 10 days. So that's not only just New Year's Eve that was impacted, but that was 10 days prior, which led into the other events that we offered 10 days prior to that. And so all those events would then have to be all those people would need to be contacted. The level of contact tracing can get pretty intense if you really dial down to what that would require. And like I said, the volume of that would be pretty intense and would be almost an everyday thing. And so that's why we continue to tell members, you are coming to the club with your own risk. We're taking all of these precautions, and we're doing everything we can to prevent the spread or to limit the spread. But using the facility, it is at your own risk, just as going to the grocery store or the bank or the post office or whatever it may be. It's all of those things. And so I understand the focus and we do know of members that have been ill this past week. We don't know when they started feeling symptoms. We don't know how long or at what point they were infected or anything like that. We don't have that ability. We're not, the club is not designed to do contact tracing by any means. And so it's, once again, just hard to really blanket statement say that New Year's Eve was the culprit of it when it could have been the events leading up to it. I wish I could remember events that were the last week of December, but they're, like I said, they're just too many opportunities to then just pinpoint it on one specific event.
Okay. Curious, I should know this, but is there a vaccination requirement for the employees?
Not currently, no. Okay. Not currently, but we do have daily check-ins, so the staff has to check in every single day and report their symptoms. And so if they have anything from the mild, sniffles to a sore throat or a fever or a headache or anything, they are automatically put on our quarantine protocol. And so most of the times those turned out to be just normal colds or allergies or other medical reasons. But out of our precautions, which we take very seriously and are very aggressive with, and at any time have multiple people going through that protocol for the last 2 years, that we really have, in our 2 years, we've been really, really adamant with the staff on being upfront and honest about that. And that has led to us not having any situation where they have spread it to another employee, which is great.
Jason, it's Martha again.
Yep.
So basically, to boil down the issue, it's a blanket communication that I might be asking for, because you are right. The only place that we make an effort to socialize is the club. I mean, we don't go anywhere else. We isolate around certain events so that we know that the event that we experienced, that's where we came into potential contact. Yes, we do go to the grocery store, but we are a community. And I feel a responsibility to my community to communicate. So maybe a blanket communication. I mean,
if you're talking
responsible, we're not saying that. We're just asking for a level of communication with us, just to inform us, because we get isolated and we don't think about it. So we think of the lodge as a safe haven. So we do need to be reminded periodically. And I think a blanket statement, remember, every time you go to an event, you could be exposed. So please take precautions. That's, a simple statement like that. And there's a potential, we had 95 people, so that was a bigger event. We were more spread out, but again, the potential is there, and the potential is there. So please take care of yourself, or something of that nature that would maybe take the apprehension down a bit.
I appreciate that. I think that's something we can definitely do. Paula, you and I can work on that. Definitely a news posting reminding people of the risks and that the protocols that we have in place to ensure it's a safe environment, but that, you are entering and participating willingly. And I definitely would be in support of that. So we can definitely work on something like that.
And
I think that's
this latest virus, this latest version is so contagious. All you have to do is walk by a person and you've been exposed and you've got a potential. So this
crazy.
This is scary that this is, it's a different one, but the doctor, when I had a doctor's appointment, so I got the PCR test, and then we asked questions. And she said, you know, you could get this anywhere. I mean, walking your dog on the street literally is, you know, it's that contagious. So, you know, you can't do that. I mean, you're doing all you can, but the communication and change the tone is would be nice.
And let me also be clear that no one has told us that they have COVID. I also make sure to remind everybody that no one has told us that they have COVID. We've heard a lot of rumors, and we've heard a lot of, well, my neighbor has it, and they attended the event, or this person had it, and they attended the event, but no one has come front to us and say, hey, just so you know, we have COVID. And so that, you know, that also plays a factor into, we're all just going off of here at pub level.
But the takeaway from that is a negative feeling. And I'm saying change the dynamic in it, keeping it open, and we want to communicate with you. We've heard rumors, but we just want you to know, irregardless of whether you've been notified, there's still a level of information to pass along, and the fact that it's still change it doesn't change anything as to how we have to carry on afterward.
Sure.
You know, we can get a take-home test and take care of ourselves, but knowing that I need to get a take-home test and stay home for at least 5 days, that's important.
Jason, this is John Sharp.
Yep.
Has Blue Star considered vaccination card requirements for entry?
They are, the position a couple of months ago was, or let's say 6 months ago, was we were not going to entertain that idea because there are members that pay dues that are in support of vaccination. There are also members that pay the exact amount of dues that are not in support of vaccinations. And the club and Blue Star.
Same thing for Costco. Any place can require vaccination cards if they think it would make their membership feel more comfortable. I think it would be a diligent thing to do.
So once again, Shea Holmes and Blue Star decided they did not want to be trend setting in drawing that line on vaccinations. But as of recently, the governmental requirement and I don't remember the specifics, but at a corporate level of a certain amount of employees, vaccination cards will be required, is something which I know has been then stalled in the government, so that hasn't been finalized. But that is something that they're watching closely because there may be a chance where they follow that if they are required to or opt to. I don't know exactly, but they have expressed in recent months that they're watching that legislation closely so that they can make any necessary changes accordingly. But once again, it's a tricky slope, right? Because it would make, in some regards, it'll make things safer and make everyone feel safer. And at the same point, it may alienate a group of members that want to have the same support from their club that they are active in as well. And so, like I said, the club doesn't like to be the one that's going to draw that line necessarily unless they really have to, which is why we've always followed the governmental guidelines, whether that's for large groups or whether that's for all the different procedures that are in place are due to the government and due to the health authorities. So now if we were in King County and we had to require it, then we would do that, but Pierce County hasn't decided to have that requirement on restaurant facilities. So anyways, once again, the club tries to stay as neutral as possible in those arguments. So, and yeah, be tough to hire too. Although most of our team is vaccinated, luckily, but yep, great questions. What other questions are out there? I got them all. So, Appreciate everyone. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate everyone's information today and questions. These are really good. This is what Summiteer Live I want it to be about. It's about bringing the topics, the current events, current topics, current questions up. This was perfect. So I appreciate everyone stepping up to the microphone and asking the tough ones. This is what we want. So thank you all for joining today. Really appreciate it. Have a fun and safe weekend, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.